MK, and I am joining COAPA Cut Files for 20 days of Christmas or summer cut files. And I am so stoked at being a part of this because of the fact that Virginia, the owner of COAPA, which is Confessions of a Paper Addict, was gracious enough to say, hey, my store is open between Christmas and summer. Pick out what you want and then join me for 20 days of celebration, which she is also doing a really cool, discount, I think is the word, in her store during these 20 days. So go check out all of her cut files outside of the ones that we are using. There's a huge group of ladies that are using her cut files for the next 20 days. If you guys don't know what to do with these ginormous cut files, go check out these ladies because they are uber super talented and their links are all down below. So what I am showing you guys is all of the goodies that, I am expecting to use on this layout, but you all know I pick out way too much stuff and I never end up using all of it. What I have here is a little kit that is from close to my heart. I think it's called Splendor. I'm not really sure. Oh, it's called Spruced Up. I was wrong. So Spruced Up, it's a 2019 Close to My Heart collection. Now this was actually a workshop kit thing, and so it had a bunch of punch outs and things like that. Plus I added a few of my other, my own elements from die cuts and stuff like that, and Virginia's amazing tree cut file. I also have a printout of where in our area we are allowed to cut Christmas trees, and then of course, instead of putting my tag on the tree for last year, I kept it. I'm not supposed to do that. Don't tell anybody. But I kept it to put in my layout. I know, I'm weird. And then I picked out a bunch of sprays that I will be using for my layout as well, because I kind of had an envision of how I wanted to work with this cut file. Let's see if it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is rip out my map because, I don't want it to look like a printed piece of paper. And then, of course, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing just yet with all of my embellishments. Like I said, I kind of sort of want to go in a right direction, but then it's like, no, I have to do certain steps first before I can go and do other things. So I am going to color my cut file in espresso, like ground espresso and walnut stain distress oxide sprays. I love using these sprays because they turn, you spray it, and then by the time it dries, it's not the exact same color as what it was, and it is a very close color to close to my heart's espresso ink color. So I think it's a perfect match. So anyways, I am going to go ahead and cut off the branding strips of my wood grain paper that I plan on using. Now this paper is not treated. No gesso, no nothing underneath it. But the trick about that is, so I'm not expecting movement. The thing about gesso is you want a slick surface or a gritty surface, so that way you are able to play with your colors a little bit better or a little bit longer than just plain paper and it soaks right in. That I'm not worried about. Also, the thing about gesso too is that you can add a ton of liquid to your project without having to worry about going through your project. And in my brain, I don't use enough liquid. I don't use water or enough ink to soak through my paper and cause a rip or tear. So anyways, I decided to cut this cut file in half so I can do a double page layout. Normally what I would have done is stuck this right in the middle and then spread out the layout, across 2 pages and put this in the middle of the 2 pages. But I decided to do this a little bit different. So I'm going to put half the trees on one side of the page and the other half on the other, on the right side. And I do realize that the trees didn't cut perfectly, but the photos are going to do a bit of the cover up, so you won't even tell that I cut into it, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of lay out my photos how I want them to be on the page. And I realize that all the photos I want on one page aren't going to fit. I cut them down as small as I possibly could. If you guys don't know me, I print everything in 4x6. I'm old and I can't see very well. And so I think about if I print it smaller, then all the details are lost. And so I just print out everything in 4x6. I tried 5x7 one year and that was just not it. All my photos were kind of grainy and it just was not the size for me. I couldn't cut everything down small enough. But with a 4x6, I find that I can cut things down to where to a good size as far as the size dimensions that I play with, if that makes any sense. So anyways, I am tracing out the design so that way I can pull everything up and I know where everything is supposed to go back. But then I'm going to paint behind my my cut file. So the first one that I am painting with is a Heidi Swapp color shine. It's called Patina. It's one of my favorite minty colors. And of course, because it's my favorite, it's no longer available. I mean, they are coming back. You can find some of these colors here and there and everywhere, especially in the smaller shops. And I think on Heidi Swapp's website, she has a few of her colors as well. However, I'm not sure if I've ever seen Patina come back yet. So maybe it'll come back after this. Huh? Wishful thinking. So I am just going and roughly doing a trace out of all of the colors. I'm going to be adding a lot of layers, but I don't remember what's open, what's closed, what's designed. I don't remember that as far as the cut file. So by the time that this is all done, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to color it and whatever shows through, shows through. Ta-da, that's it. And then this next color that I'm coloring with is a Altenew ink spray, and it's called Mountain Mist. I decided to start with the lighter colors first and then work with my darker colors later. And I pulled my colors from that sticker sheet that is from the Spruced Up Close to My Heart collection. So that is, in case you're curious, that's where I got this. Now the Mountain Mist is almost identical to the Patina. However, it has a gold glitter in it rather than a white glitter like the Patina has. So that does change the color ever so slightly. If you guys are curious. Next up is another Altenew spray from Forest Glade. Or no, it's not from Forest Glade. It's called Forest Glade. And I decided to throw a little bit of splatters in there because, you know, this is messy painting. I'm not even thinking about how I am painting this. I'm just brush stroking along, trying to make it look kind of sort of like pine needles, but not really. There's no brain work whatsoever in doing this at all. And then of course, throughout the entire video, you guys, I'm sorry, my hand darts up to the top upper left every now and then because people think that they need to talk to me. It's weird. Don't they know I'm busy? Maybe. I don't know. But that is what I'm doing, is I'm silencing phone calls. Yes. And I do take phone calls that are important. Don't think that I silence everybody. But in the recording of a video, it's less editing for me if I don't have to take those phone calls, if that makes any sense. Anyways, that's boring. The next color that I am doing is another Heidi Swapp color shine, and it is Chartreuse. Again, one of my favorite colors because of it's a different green, you guys. When it's used with other greens, it's green. And then when it's used with more of like the tealies, it's teal. It's totally different. It's amazing. And the gold in it, oh my gosh, I think it's the same gold that she put in her gold color shine. I don't know. It's gorgeous. Very gorgeous. So anyways, more splatters because I absolutely love the messy watercolory look. And once I am happy with the way that I am going, with the way that my trees look, I'm going to add another little splatter that is called Hickory Smoke. It is another oxide that I have. And this is really cool because not only does it dry gray, but it also dries almost the same green as the Chartreuse Heidi Swapp color shine. So it is really, really cool to blend all of these manufacturers together and how well they work together. All right, going to go ahead and add my trees back on just to see if I like the way they look. And I do. I'm very happy with how my messy painting turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that map down first. It is going to go down on the layout first. just because of the fact that I kind of want those trees to help me build my clusters is what I was, I think, thinking. I'm not really sure. And I took out all that glue part because seriously, it was long and drawn out. All right, so my trees are not in order one bit. My trees, oh my god, my photos are not in like a chronological order of this is how we cut the tree, this is how we pulled the tree, this is how we got it up the hill, because of course, you know, the one tree my daughter picks out is across a valley and over into another hill, and so we had to take it down and then pull it up to get it back to the trucks. But it was fun. You guys, this is something that we don't do every year. It is just something that we enjoy doing, especially when we have a lot of snow out, because then the kids can play in the snow while the adults are doing all the work. In all honesty, that it's only when we have a ton of snow that we go and get a real tree. We do not, there's different areas. One of the things that the maps that tell you is where you can go and get all the different trees in the specific areas and what type of tree you're looking for. So if we would have drove a little bit farther, we could have got a really cool spruce tree. But I love the smell of juniper. And so I figured that if we're going to have a real tree, I want it to smell nice. I'm not really sure what the spruce smells like, in all honesty, but I do know what the juniper smells like. And oh my goodness, walking into the house every day until the 26th of Christmas or the 26th of December, it just smells amazing, in all honesty. And truth be told, there is a specific way to take care of a live tree. Well, it's actually not live anymore, but to take care of a cut tree, it's really complicated. In a way, not too complicated to where you can't handle it, but it's to where you have to like stunt the stump, and it's almost like putting flowers in a vase. Have you ever put flowers in a vase and you drop them in the vase and then you drop them really hard so that way it stunts the stems? That's what you have to do with a tree as well. And then the very first pot of water that you put in has to be very hot water. So we boil the water before we put it in. And what that does is it crystallizes the sap in the tree, so that way you don't get sappy saps all over the place and yuckies landing on your beautiful tree skirt. So anyways, in case you guys are curious and don't know about real trees, that is a couple hints to get a real tree in your house, because they do smell pretty, very, very so. I do take the tree out December 26th. It is out of the house because by that time, so we wait. This tree was picked up on December 20th, by the way. So we only had the tree for 5 days. And yes, it is a blasphemy to not have a tree up for, like a month and a half. I get that. But for us, what our space is kind of limited at the moment. And so I can't do the claustrophobia of having this ginormous tree in the way. So I do wait until the very last minute to put a tree up. But also too, I love to enjoy a fresh cut tree instead of watching all the needles pass away for a month and a half. So come December 26th, I put it outside, and it kind of sits outside and is a pretty little decoration until about maybe, I want to say the 30th. Is when we have our annual tree pickup day. And so for free, you can have your cut tree picked up, and then it is actually taken into town and cut up for, cut up and dehydrated for those that can't afford firewood. So yes, we, like I said, waste not, want not. But that is basically what we do with, with our cut Christmas trees. Other than that, we're kind of weird, and we have a fake tree every year other than that. All right, talked through the entire cluster making. I am so sorry. I am very passionate about the tree. The tree is the most important part of of Christmas, in all honesty, in my opinion, as far as the decorations go, you guys. Don't get me wrong. The tree is, in my opinion, the most important part of the decoration. And so I do love it. I can't wait until my space is expanded and we are able to leave the tree up just a little bit longer. But here it is. This is my final layout that I created. I had a blast making the background for this and for my cut file. I do plan on putting a star of some sort to fill that gap. I just totally spaced it and forgot about it until right now. I even forgot about it when I took the photos for this said layout. But it will be covered because that was my intention, is to put a pretty cool star up there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out COAPA Cut Files on Etsy. She is having a 25% off sale for the 20 days, the entire 20 days. And it is New Zealand time, so you have to watch out for that because the 20 days will end before December 20th if you're over here in the United States. So make sure you watch out for that if you are checking out her cut file shop, because she has some really awesome stuff, you guys. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and I will check y'all later. Bye.